Rlaarlo has really hyped this thing up, and honestly, there's quite a bit to be excited about. A medium-ish scale Chinese vehicle with an aluminum chassis. They do also have a carbon fiber version, though the chassis is still aluminum, which I believe comes with an even faster motor than this. But it also has a center differential, adjustable motor mount, an 11 kilogram steering servo, which is really good for this size, carbon fiber reinforced suspension arms, an oversized gearbox, oil-filled shocks, and instead of taping the box, they riveted the box. If that doesn't scream quality, nothing will. And that seal sticker says stay cranky. Ask my wife and she'll tell you that's the one place I've succeeded. Yeah, tell me about it. Ooh, that's a huge wheelie bar. Hello, it's me from the future. Yep, in the same shirt, because it's awesome. It comes with this extra pinion gear for more speed. We are going to check both pinion speeds and performance. Plus, you're gonna see that this has droop screws already installed, and we are going to test it in the happy and the droopy positions. I'm starting to see this controller a lot. That's a Dumbo RC controller. Zero complaints. Oh, you gotta put the tires on, which feel incredible, by the way. Not as tall of a sidewall on the inside, but really good rubber compound, full of foam. So far, this looks super cool. I think they're calling this car an 11th scale or a small 10th. So we will compare it to a 10th and a 12th scale here in just a second. Check out that suspension. Here's a 1/12 scale and a 1/10 scale. I would say that it's reasonable to call this a slightly oversized 12th. I don't think it's big enough to call it an 11th. And yes, the Vortex is new. You'll be seeing that real soon. The extra things in the box include this oversized wheelie bar, which we're gonna put on right now because I have a feeling it's gonna be needed. Very easy to put that on. No bumper removal required. Yeah, the rest of that stuff we'll go over in a minute. There's all kinds of stuff there. The truck's called the Terminator, but the picture on the chassis looks more like the Predator. Awesome. Body clip tethers. I hope that body holds up. Front LEDs, no lights in the rear. The front bumper conforms right into a skid guard. It's all countersunk Allen head hardware. Oh, and I'm seeing that this one does not have the reinforced carbon plates on the control arm. So that's only if you get the carbon fiber version. Those roof skids have washers on the underside of the body. I would have rather seen plastic plating going all the way across. Yeah, more like what they did with that front grille assembly. Look how wide and long those control arms are. Thick aluminum shock towers, aluminum bodied shocks with plastic guards on the top. There are 3 adjustment holes on the top of the shock towers, and there are 4 adjustment holes on the bottom. Also, same in the rear. Oh, and that comes with a 3S battery, and it's 2200 milliamps. Foam padding under the battery. I like seeing these wires nice and tidy. Cooling fan with a heat sink on the motor and the ESC. That is definitely an oddly placed power button, but you should be able to get to it without removing the body. Servo underneath the receiver box. The control arms are flexible. The bumper is flexible, but not too flexible. The rear one is even less flexible, but it has a lot of heavy bracing on top of the bulkhead. Same in the front, along with an aluminum brace going all the way across. Actually, that's a really thick double aluminum brace here and here. This would be made of carbon fiber if you have that carbon fiber version. They brought out the beef for this one. Adjustable steering linkage, same with the tie rods, servo saver. All 4 lower hinge pin brackets are really thick aluminum. The upper hinge pins tie into this plastic chassis brace, which should give them a good amount of strength, and even if they do break, hopefully it will keep the differential housing from breaking. This version is the 2852 3100 kV motor. If you get the carbon fiber version, you get the 3650 motor. Obviously, we've got that metal chassis, but it's still surrounded by a plastic tub. That chassis is pretty thick on its own for the size of this vehicle. I'm reading just under 3 millimeters on this extremely accurate caliper. Oh, and that center drive shaft is metal as well. In the meantime, we're gonna slap this on our Ace charger, which is my favorite charger. I'll link that in the description too. All right, what extras come in this box? Differential gaskets, different size pinion gear, tools, extra parts of some kind, stickers, more stickers, an upgrade parts catalog with all aluminum stuff, instructions to put the wheels and wheelie bar on, a registration survey, 2 battery straps. Man, that's a packed box. And an owner's manual, parts breakdowns, parts list, and the sweet silky poster. Seriously though, this is one of the best suspensions I've ever seen on a budgety RC. Don't you agree? Yeah, that's a good choice, bud. Actually, that button's extremely easy to reach. Oh, a random log. Where'd you come from? You're really in the way. That suspension is perfect. Oh, dude, that's not what you do. That's not how you go through life, bro. Oh, you gonna fix it?
Yes.
Thank you. Ooh, oh, ah. It can't backflip. What? Ooh. Ah, someone left a big old dog turd right in the middle of our island. Almost anything can be front flipped. Yeah, it's got brakes. All right, we're gonna get something cool. Got a specialty trick in the works here. Reverse is really slow, by the way. Oh, 30. I did expect more speed, but maybe that's what that other pinion's for. Oh! There's battery. I had low voltage cutoff right in the middle of the air. Dude, you just gave me an idea. I'll swap out that pinion gear. That pinion, of course, is metal, and so is the spur gear. Motor's in there pretty good. It comes with that 16-tooth pinion installed. We are now installing the 19-tooth, and there's even special order 24 and 27-tooth pinions. There we go. All right, gear mesh is looking good. Tighten the motor back down. Reinstall cover. That would have been a lot easier if I had removed this side guard. It's just 4 screws. We broke the wheelie bar. Actually, we didn't break the wheelie bar. The wheelie bar is fine. The only thing that broke is the screw. And yeah, slowly but surely, this screw is actually coming out by hand. Well, I don't have a screw that long. So we're just gonna do without the wheelie bar. Oh, this even has droop screws. So you could adjust those droop screws, and that'll lower the suspension down. Lower that center of gravity. Probably a little bit better handling on the ground. Get out of here, car. You're in my way. Ah, again. Ah, it's windy. All right, that time's 37 miles an hour. But can it backflip now? That's the real question. It should definitely come this way out of the box. You know, it comes out of the box being slower, better for people getting into the hobby. And then it's a relatively simple change to make it faster. Yeah, backflips now. I don't know why I hit the brakes. Probably because it was coming at my face. Ah. Beautiful. Much happier with it now. That was an impact. I'm glad he doesn't come outside very often. Let's try something really lame. What? That was not lame at all. Nor was it what I was trying to do. But I'm gonna take it. Yeah, that was much better. Really, really. Oh yeah, here's the lights. They're orange. What? Oh. You want me to adjust the droop screws and then see how awesome it handles after that? Okay. That's probably too far. Yeah. match the other ones with that. All right, that should be oodles better at not tipping over. If adjusting the shock mount points up here or down here gets you within the adjustment that you want, I would do that instead of the droop screws. All right, now we're gonna do some little jumps here, but this is not, oh, come on. All right, it hit a little rut, a little patch of grass. I would definitely keep the suspension how it comes if you plan on jumping it. All right, yeah, that's a lot better. Yeah, a lot more bounce on those landings, which is expected. It's chassis slapping now. Oh, watch out, bud. I'm trying to do a dramatic throw here for shock value. Thank you. All right. So if ground stability is what you're looking for, the fix is right in the box. If you want faster than 30 miles an hour, the fix is right in the box. That was so much more stable. I couldn't get it to flip. Dude, get off my grease. Oh, I lost my little green tube, I think there was a green tube on there. Oh man, that was my favorite part. Now I have a lot to go over here, but I just want to say that probably this is one of my favorite cars under $250. But speaking of favorite budget RC cars, this is another one of them. And I think I'd like to do one of those prize raffles so someone can win it. Tickets would probably be like 50 cents. So just leave a comment and let me know if you'd be interested in winning a brand new one of these. I'll leave a link to the video of this car in the description, so the body gets a little bit crunchy. I feel like companies are trying to make bodies better, but unfortunately it seems like it's just making them more brittle. In just a couple of months, that's happened to a few other manufacturers too, including this one. And it's not cold outside, so we can't give it that excuse. We got much better punch, much better speed with that higher speed pinion gear. Well, 7 miles an hour, but in scale, that's a pretty big leap. Again, you can order others to make it go even faster. The suspension is amazing. We still have the droop screws adjusted, but this soaks up jumps extremely well. It does have sway bars in the front and in the rear, and I know we beat this thing hard. We do that on purpose to find the potential weak points, to show you what might break, and I'm extremely satisfied with what we got. So besides the things we already know, we'll see if there's anything else bent or broken inside. There we go, I fixed it. Close enough. It does look like we might have a slightly bent shock standoff screw here. But other than that, I think we're okay. We've got these 4mm thick 7075 T6 aluminum shock towers. Both of them look good. Same thing, that looks more like 3mm, but we've got two aluminum beams going from the front of the plastic chassis brace to the rear of the plastic chassis brace, which both of those plastic braces go down and mount to the chassis itself. I said the front and the rear mixed up, but that's okay. That rear plastic brace also houses the center differential, and then those beams mount right above it. And you can tell a couple of those jumps where the car lands like this, it sounds like a solid piece of... It doesn't sound soft. It doesn't look like anything's flexing. So it's almost like they figured out the perfect way to keep the chassis from flexing, avoiding a bent chassis, because yes, the chassis looks perfectly straight, but while still allowing the control arms and the suspension and the bumpers to bend just enough to keep things from snapping and bending permanently. We ran it on the stock battery pack the whole time, but we charged it 3 different times. So 3 full packs. Apparently these extra little parts that it came with are to relocate the ESC up here somewhere so that you can actually fit a full-length battery in there. The Predator is not all scratched up thanks to this skid guard right here. There's not a skid guard in the rear, but it looks like it barely touches anyway. Those are really wide control arms, and I showed you that there's already thick hinge pin brackets here, but the hinge pins themselves are pretty hefty for the size of the car. We definitely are going to do more stuff with this thing. I like it too much. We're going to put a more powerful motor in it.